Welcome to Ivanoff Retirement Insights with Paul and Travis Ivanoff. The father and son team at Ivanoff Advisors and Ivanoff Wealth Management helps clients grow and protect their wealth. Paul and Travis understand the importance of having tax-advantaged, reliable income in retirement, protecting your assets, and helping you achieve your retirement dreams. Now, Ivanoff Retirement Insights.
Welcome into Ivanoff Retirement Insights with Travis and Paul Ivanoff. My name is Allie Mack, and we're helping you get all the parts of retirement that feel a little overwhelming sorted out and pieced together the way that's going to work best for you. Travis and Paul are here, of course, to answer all the questions you have about getting retirement ready. Travis, how you doing today?
I'm doing really good. How you doing, Allie?
I'm doing very well. Paul, how about you?
Great, Allie. Yourself?
Very well. I get to talk to you two today, so it's always a great day when I get to do that. And you two work together every day. Paul, obviously you raised Travis, so you two know the value of clear communication. And I bring this up because it seems like we might have some miscommunication going on when it comes to inheritance in the retirement puzzle. Younger generations like Gen Z or millennials, they might not be getting the traditional inheritance they've been expecting. I actually found a study recently by Northwestern Mutual that said older generations are less inclined to leave something for their kids. But Paul, that's not even the issue that we're dealing with. It's that they're not talking to their families about the decision they're making regarding this inheritance. What would you say when it comes to having these conversations? What would you recommend?
Well, when it comes to receiving an inheritance, younger generations, they usually, if they're not used to handling money with their parents, their upbringing, what have you, they usually plow through whatever inheritance they get. They usually plow through it within around 18 months, and then the money is gone.
I know that could be a real issue. What other stuff kind of comes up when you're not talking about your parents' plans, Travis?
I mean, you can go down just to the basics here. It is tough when someone passes away to kind of scrounge up all the different assets and figure out what went where and what exists. And I went through this in my own family with some people that have passed away and trying to figure out what bank accounts they had. And it was a distant relative, so it's not someone I had, I didn't really know all of their things going on, but we see it constantly with clients. And, the idea here is with the Ivanoff, retirement roadmap, that's really what we are trying to prevent is when people inherit money, let alone how they spend it, which is a whole nother discussion that we can continue to have. But most people have no idea where to start, where to begin in order to uncover assets. So I think the most important thing that our clients do quite a bit is they bring their kids that are responsible enough to have the conversation. Like Paul was saying, a lot of Gen Z and Gen X, they just don't have the same interest in money as a lot of the older generations. But the ones that do make a big difference is they'll bring their kids in, at least if nothing else, to meet us and go, hey, this is Travis, and they like the idea, I'm 39, that I might be close to their kid's age, probably not too far off, where, hey, if something happens, you contact Travis, you contact Paul, you contact the office, and we'll start to be able to at least educate them on what their parents have. And it won't be their first time meeting us because they've brought them to different client events, barbecues, angel game events that we've had. So the first thing is just having that conversation so they're aware of, the assets, or at least who to talk to. And then the more that they kind of get to know their parents' plan, maybe they'll respect the wishes and not blow through the money and maybe use it for their grandkids and make a legacy, right? So that's where we would start off these conversations, is just bringing them to the office, getting to know us, bringing them to events. That way they know about the inheritance. But like the study that you mentioned earlier, a lot of the clients we have don't want to have this conversation because they don't want their kids to rely on it. And we talk about that all the time. Don't rely on inheritance, because nursing homes and Uncle Sam and a lot of other people are going to have their hands out as well, and it might not be there. So, don't count your chickens before they hatch, as they say.
Yeah, there are a lot of factors that come into retirement and what you might be paying for in the future that you don't realize. If someone does, though, want to leave part of their retirement savings for their kids, maybe, though, they want to split things things up differently because one of their children, they're successful, they're a doctor, and they are financially stable. But then they have another child that maybe chased a dream, kind of the starving artist. Can you help set up financial situations differently for them?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually cover it in our dinner seminars that we hold and talk to clients about it all the time. And it's really about the legacy planning when it comes down to that. And one of the ideas that clients are attracted to and we have brought up many times is if you have a child that's super successful and probably makes really good money, has a high ordinary income, and let's say you have a life insurance policy or are thinking about getting one strategy to consider is possibly joint life insurance. And if you have estate issues, you might want to consider a life insurance trust, which your attorney could help you with or one of our attorneys could help you with. But the idea there is, look, we actually had a client, they had about $400,000 sitting in a money market due to the volatility of the market going up and down all the time. So we pitched them this idea of just to be a little more efficient, we could take that $400,000 and then purchase a joint life insurance policy and triple or quadruple the amount of money their kids are going to get. So maybe that's $1.4 million or so, completely tax-free, which is going to help that child that's doing very well not bump their taxes up and pay all their inheritance out, to Uncle Sam. So using a life insurance policy with a tax-free benefit might be a great strategy versus, the starving artist type. Well, maybe you can leave them the tax-deferred money because they don't have as high as an income. They don't need to worry about, jumping up to the next tax bracket and whatnot. So those are some different strategies when leaving an inheritance that, can really go a long way to build efficiency and leave more money than what you have and do it with maybe no taxes on some of it. So those are the ideas, or I shouldn't say no taxes, right? We always have to pay taxes coming or going, but there are some ideas there to make it more efficient and to kind of stipend that out to the children differently if need be.
Well, I understand there can be issues as far as relationships between siblings if something isn't set up properly or they don't find it fair. But as far as the nuts and bolts, if someone doesn't set up their legacy properly, what kind of issues can arise? They could end up in probate. What else could happen?
Well, if you don't set it up properly, what we found in the past with some of our clients is that when the parents pass away, you get one of the kids that might say, well, Dad promised me the car. Mom promised me this, the jewelry. And then if it's not written out, it ends up being a family fight. We see it time and time again. It's even happened in my own family. Jewelry disappeared, money disappeared. My brother lived right by my mother in Florida. I'm in California. I wasn't hands-on, and once she passed away, boy, did things change. Property disappeared in the Bahamas that was supposed to be for everybody, and we're finding that most families go through this. There's always someone in the family where they might be really close to the parents in the end, and they kind of get their way. It's just not right. So we like to put it all down in writing. We have trust attorneys, and we have all this handled for our clients.
Yeah, it sounds like that Ivanoff Retirement Roadmap can really help iron out things when it comes to legacy planning. Did we miss anything before we close up this episode? Did we miss anything that people need to know when it comes to legacy planning or inheritance?
I think it's just important to start that conversation, and then from there, get your kids involved, and they can also see how hard mom and dad worked, the 90,000 hours they put in, and how it's important to save so you're ready for retirement. There's not a lot of people these days that are of the younger generation putting the money away as they should, and maybe just opening those conversations and being less reluctant to talk about it with your kids will kind of start painting that picture and setting a good example. Like, look, if you want to make it to where we're at, where we're traveling, we're doing the river cruises, we're taking our grandkids, your children on beautiful vacations, you got to start. You got to start saving. You can't count on our inheritance, and it's up to you to really start putting that together for yourself. So not even so much about inheritance, just setting a good example, because a lot of people are, living for the moment these days, and retirement might be a rough conversation with them once they get there, because time just flies, it sneaks up on you, right?
Yeah, it's true. Your future is your responsibility. And, nobody wants their family to end up hurt because of financial issues. They're already going to be going through a hard time and grieving, as you do when you lose a loved one. So if you want some help figuring out what to do, how to set things up, that's what the Ivanoffs are here before, get some help, take advantage of their Ivanoff Retirement Roadmap. You can find more information online at ivanoffinsights.com. Make sure to also hit that subscribe button on Ivanoff Retirement Insights so that you stay in the loop on new episodes where Travis and Paul break down the parts of retirement that we can tend to get confused about. And of course, thanks for listening. Have a great day.
Investment advisory services offered through Ivanoff Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor firm. Registration is not an endorsement by security regulators. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance products, including annuities offered through Travis Ivanoff, California CRD number 325275. The firms are separate entities. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company and are not offered by Ivanoff Wealth Management Incorporated. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties. Ivanoff Wealth Management is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Ivanoff Wealth Management is licensed in your state, please call 714-553-1490. Ivanoff Advisors is not affiliated with Ivanoff Wealth Management Incorporated. Advisory services are offered by Travis Ivanoff through Ivanoff Wealth Management. Insurance services are offered by Paul Ivanoff through Ivanoff Advisors. The aforementioned are unaffiliated companies.